Good morning. It's Monday, so it's time for some book talks. There has been a week of spring break between today and our last book talk, so I have read several books to share with you. One that I finished, actually before we went on spring break, is Starfish by Fipps, and it is a novel in verse. It's very short, very engaging to me. A lot of talk about both body positivity and some things that parents and teachers and classmates may do to discourage body positivity. This girl is absolutely wonderful and lovely, and I love her. Her mother I was not such a big fan of. There are also some bullies and stuff. There's a really great therapist character in this book. I'm just dancing all around it, but anyway, check it out. It was great. Highly recommend Starfish. So the other ones, I have some of these in print, but I didn't bring them with me. They're still sitting at home on my counter. Trejo, My Life of Crime, Redemption, and Hollywood by Danny Trejo. I listened to that one on audio, but we do have it in print here in our library. It's currently checked out, so if you would like to read it, you'll have to put it on hold. You can email me, or you can log into our catalog, look it up, and put it on hold yourself if you would like. I cannot recommend this book enough, okay? It's a memoir, okay? So it's basically his whole life story. Well, not a memoir, sorry, it's an autobiography. So it's his whole life story from him as a child all the way till now. And this man has lived a full life, I will tell you that. He goes, I'm not going to tell you everything because then you won't need to read the book. But the things that I like the most about it are, one, non-stop action-packed, okay? I did not find a slow bit in this book at all. There's just stuff happening to this man from go. Really engaging. He has lived a wild and crazy life. He has done some things that he is not proud of, but he has also done a lot of things that I hope he is proud of. He has been integral in the recovery. So for alcohol and drugs, he has helped establish recovery centers. He has been a big speaker in recovery circles. And that's one of the things that he has talked about a lot in this book is, if you want to feel better about yourself, do something for someone else. Do something to help someone else. He also talks a lot about his personal growth over the years, things like unlearning toxic masculinity, and relationships with women. He talks a lot about, at one point, about his children and their struggles with addiction and him having to understand that he could not help them the way he helped other people and recognizing that. And as well as a lot of talk about his acting and movie business. Okay, so if you're interested in that, put yourself on hold for it or email me and I'll put you on hold for it. It's very good. Okay, another book that is related that I also listened to on audio, You'd Be Home Now by Kathleen Glasgow. I listened to this on audio, and I know Miss Corder has made fun of me before, but I cried so much in this book. Like, there were so many crying moments, and for some people, they would be like, ugh, gross, why would you want to read that? Well, catharsis, and if you don't know what that word means, look it up, catharsis. Sometimes you carry some pain around in yourself, and reading about someone else's different yet similar pain can help get some of that out, okay? I have had some similar experiences to people in this book. I have loved people in addiction. I have loved people in recovery. And like I said, a lot of things about this book made me want to cry. The author's note at the end, just, absolute waterworks. But anyway, main character of the book, her brother has been struggling with addiction for a couple of years at this point. She is kind of feeling invisible because her parents have always put so much attention on the brother and his problems, and she has an older sister who is the perfect one, who is off to college, but she is just kind of there, and she also has felt responsible for her brother, trying to keep him okay, and keep him, now that beginning of the book, everybody's in a big car crash, okay, right at the beginning. There are 4 people that are in a car coming home from a party. It's wet. Car spins off the road. A girl in the back who just needed to go home because she had a headache, she dies. It's a big deal, obviously. The main character's brother in the back has overdosed from heroin, and he is not okay. She is injured in the wreck. The driver is injured in the wreck. So that happens right at the beginning of the book. So you've got teenagers in a terrible situation. One dies, others literally fighting for their lives. And then it does not slow down from there. There's so much going on in this book. But like I said, the main thing that I connected with was the talking about addiction, recovery, enabling, things like that. And I would highly recommend, if you know anybody in these circumstances, or if you're in these circumstances yourself, not only might you find something with this book, but also there are good resources at the end of this book. There are resources that you can talk to a counselor here at school. I can help connect you with resources if you personally need help, or if you know someone who needs help. The help is out there, okay? But anyway, book, great. It is also in print here in our library, currently checked out. You can put it on hold. Again, email me or log into the catalog and put it on hold yourself. This one, I read this one in print, Gallant by V.E., also known as Victoria Schwab. I love all of her books. This one, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it was my favorite book ever by her, but I did like it. It's like a kind of dark fantasy. It's about this girl who was in an orphanage, and she gets this letter from a relative she didn't know about summoning her back to this house, okay? And when she gets to the house, it's, weird stuff are going on. She's always been able to see ghosts. She calls them ghouls. And there's more of that in the house. I'm not going to tell you everything, but kind of the picture on the front shows the two houses in this little thing. And that is an image in the book that you will see. Lots of cool illustrations that are not just decorative. They actually go with the story, because she's got this journal that her mom had left behind, and the illustrations you see in the book are supposed to be the illustrations from the journal. And I don't want to spoil anything else for you in case you want to read this book. If you like dark fantasy, this is good. It's also fairly quick. The text is nice and spaced out so that it's not it's easy to read, okay? Now, last book I'll talk about, and I feel kind of bad that I didn't like it, like The Sister Who Ate Her Brothers and Other Gruesome Tales. And I feel like I'm a mood reader, so if I am in the mood for a particular sort of book and that book matches my mood, then I will love it and enjoy it. And I was not in the mood for this book, I guess. Also, all the stories were really short, but I felt like none of them had endings. They just ended. That was one of the main irritating things about this book to me, is that I didn't feel like any of the books had an end. They just did end. You've read 2.5 pages in, it's over, okay? They did do a good job being inclusive. As far as people with disabilities, people with disfigurements, people of various different, orientations and such. And I did, and nationalities and races and things like that. I did appreciate that. Other people had complimented the illustrations. I didn't grab me. So sad. But anyway, if you are interested in it, it will be in our folklore section, which is at the moment $398.2. So it is short. It would have been quick if I had felt good about reading it, but it was bothering me, so it took me 3 days to read this little skinny book. But anyway, that's all I've got for this week, and I will see you next time.